That's fine. Or grab a mic. Okay, calling to order the Utilities Committee meeting. The only item on the agenda is the matter of the acceptance of temporary work easements for removal of trees for the East River Street Improvement Project. Lucan?
Yes, Chairman. There are 4 easements we need to acquire for taking some of the trees down on private property. And those easements, our consultant has talked to all property owners, and all the property owners have signed those easements. We have to accept those for recording purpose. So that's what we are here for.
Alrighty. Any questions from the committee?
I'll get a motion to get it on the floor.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion. I know Mrs. Unger, I know you'd like to speak, so, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I just had a, well, go ahead, let Mrs. Unger speak. I have just a question in regards to the tree themselves. Of those who did not sign off, well, who's, because there has been some discussion about it, whose responsibility ultimately if they don't and the tree dies after the fact?
Only these 4 properties, these trees are on private properties. Those are the only ones which are going to be affected. All the trees are in city right of way. So all other trees are in city right of way.
There's some confusion about it. I just want some clarity on it. Thank you, Mugen.
Did anybody else have any questions for the engineer? No? Okay. Mrs. Unger, would you like to? Sure. Okay. Mrs. Unger is not one of these easements, just so everybody understands and knows. Okay. Joanne, real quick.
Pardon me?
Name and address for the
Joan Unger, 1154 East River Street. And my whole question is the project itself. I don't understand why this money that is, which the government has not given to the city yet, why this particular project it's going to create problems on the street as far as speeding. This is not a main thoroughfare. It doesn't need to be widened, and certainly it doesn't need to be where we have speeders now and no one's paying attention. All of the utility poles are going to have to be moved on the opposite side of the street. And I mean, this money I think should be better spent taking care of some other roads that desperately need attention. And as far as the trees that he's discussing, the homeowners, and one of them is my friend and neighbor, they really had no option but to sign these easements because the options they had were this. They could either opt to keep their tree, at which point there was no doubt that when you dug up the road you would ruin the trees and they would die eventually. The other option that they had was to accept the easement, and if they didn't, the other thing that was stated in black and white on these contracts were that they would possibly be taken to court and the eminent domain situation would apply. So their best case scenario was to take the money because they're going to lose their tree anyhow. But the thing that I don't understand is all the moving of the sidewalks, and everyone's going to lose property value because the street is going to look terrible. There are about, and you can't stop and count them because you can't drive too slow on the street because you'll get somebody's car up your rear bumper because they speed constantly. And so but I'm guesstimating because I have a list only for the 1100 block, and there's 25 trees there. That's where the 4 easement trees are. And then you go up to the next block, because when you're getting up to Convenient, you're getting up to 4th Street. And at that point, the houses that are in that area, they're going to be sitting literally probably less than 15 feet from the street. And this is absolutely unsafe. And then you're going to have people whipping around there. There's kids there. I don't understand the whole project. That's what I don't understand. Why this particular project was chosen for government stimulus money. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is what my complaint is. And I never got any information prior to getting a letter in the mail telling me I had good news. They were going to cut down the tree in front of my yard. And even better news, I had a choice of whether I'd get a new tree or check the box for that or not. Now, I also like to add from the last meeting when I was here, which I thought was ridiculous, is Mr. Tanner said that they're replacing them with trees that the roots only grow vertically. Now, if he has a tree that grows vertically, I'd like to see it. Because there's no tree that the roots go this way. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. I just don't understand the whole project. And I think it's a waste of money, personally. There's so many other things in this city that need to be addressed, and that's not one of them. I think that sometimes the hierarchy in the city, they're you know, barking at small things, signs, painting of buildings where people are trying to make improvements, and if you're getting some stimulus money, I would like to see who submitted and what else was submitted besides this project. Because I can't believe that this is an urgent project. The street is not in disrepair, that it's like Abbey Road where you've got potholes where you could lose a small dog. I mean, I don't understand why this is it. I'm not, trees, yeah, I'm upset. Because the property value is going to be, it's going to look terrible, that whole street. And I've had people tell me how lovely the street looks with it was just gorgeous trees overhead. And then we're going to have little sticks.